Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, normally during a second date update, we talk about what happened during the date. Today's a little bit different, though, because Patrick is on the phone. He wants to call a girl today that he met off of Tinder. Apparently, they had a great date, but it's what happened after everything was done that gets really strange for him. Patrick, how are you?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. So you met this girl on Tinder?
Yeah, I did.
All right. And your email said that this girl was different than other girls that you've met on Tinder. Why is that?
Well, I don't know if you've been on Tinder, but this girl is she's classy, she's educated, she's funny, she's smart, she's great.
So it's not just somebody that you wanted to hook up with?
No, I mean, I really liked her a lot, actually.
Did she seem like, impressed by you or pleasantly surprised?
Well, she said it was her first time on Tinder, so...
And you're like, all right, let me show you how Tinder works. Come back to my place.
Dude, I'd be so nervous if I was going out on my first Tinder date. Was she, hesitant at all?
Well, maybe at the start she was, but after some wine and some more wine and some more wine...
Yeah.
It always seems to help.
Yeah.
So your email says that you guys had a great time during your date and everything went well, but the weird part was after the date. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the night, I put her in a cab, and, we had a nice passionate kiss, said goodbye, and then, the next day I started getting some really bizarre text exchanges with her. I mean, just weird.
Did she text you first?
No, I actually texted her and said, hey, I had a fantastic time. When can we see each other again?
That's super weird.
Yeah, crazy.
No, here. Oh, you know what? Let me bring it. Hold on. Let me get it up. Hold on. Here. So then, her response after I said that was, would you go to South America with me?
What?
What?
Was she joking?
Exactly. So I text back, LOL, you're funny. And then she texts back, I'm serious.
Whoa.
Okay. I mean, obviously, at that point, you're like, what are you talking about? We went on one date, and you want to go to South America?
That's exactly what I said. I said, you're not serious. LOL. We just had our first date. And then I wait a while, and then she texts back, never mind. Then I text right back, how about we hang out within the country somewhere? LOL.
I think that's a good response.
Perfect,
Yeah.
buddy.
I thought so, too, right? So I'm waiting, and a whole day goes by, 24 hours, and she finally gets back to me, and this is her text. I can't see you anymore. You're a real great guy. Good luck in the future.
What?
That is weird. So she asked you to go to South America. You were like, are you joking? She said, no, I'm serious. And then because you wouldn't go, she said, I don't want to see you anymore.
That's what it seems like. And I'm like, what the? And I texted and I called, and she won't return any of my calls or texts. So I mean, what the? I have no idea what's going on.
Is that the first time you guys talked? I mean, did you know she's going on vacation in South America or she's moving there?
It's the first time I ever heard anything about South America.
Random.
So you met her off of Tinder. How much do you know about her? How much did you discuss about her personal life when you were on your date?
Well, we joked about our families and our jobs and, where we went to school. So, I mean, I kind of feel like I got to know her.
I guess what I'm asking is she rich? And was she like a rich girl who was like, I like this guy, I'm going to take him to South America? And did you just pass up an opportunity of a lifetime?
I hope not, my God.
He's like, oh my God, why didn't I say yes? I should have said yes.
I never thought of that. I mean, that better not be true because I would actually love to go to South America.
Yeah, you should have just played along and said, absolutely, I'll go to South America. Are you paying? Because I will go. Well, that is strange. And you haven't heard anything from her other than after that text exchange going like, sorry, I can't see you anymore. Good luck.
She has not responded.
Maybe she found a South American replacement, taking somebody else down there. Did she come off as someone who is like a lot of spur-of-the-moment decisions?
No, I mean, it was one date. I mean, I don't know that much about her, but she seemed sane.
Yeah, until you read those texts and then you're like, you sure you want to call her? You sure you want to try to get her on the phone?
I want to know what the hell. I mean, what was that all about?
Okay. So you do want a second date, maybe, but you also are just like, why the invite to South America and then blowing me off after?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, thanks.
Yep, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today passed up the opportunity of a lifetime, an all-expense-paid trip to beautiful South America. That's right. He met a girl on Tinder. They went out for a fabulous date. According to him, everything went fine, even into the night with a passionate kiss. And then it was what happened after the date that was strange. He got invited on a trip to beautiful South America. And he said no. And then she won't talk to him ever again. Right, Patrick? That's what happened.
Yep.
Yep.
I thought she was joking.
So Patrick went out on a date with a girl they met off Tinder. They had a good time, but after the date, they were texting back and forth, and out of the blue, she asked if he would go to South America with her. He said no, thinking she was joking, but apparently she was serious because it pissed her off, and she's never talked to him since. You know what? I don't even know if we're going to be able to do this second date update because I'm assuming we're going to call her. She's going to be in South America, and her phone's going to be off, Patrick.
Well, that'll be an answer, I guess.
I really want to know why she would invite you to South America the day she met you.
You want to know?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Are you regretting turning her down already?
You guys keep acting like I was offered a trip from a game show or something. I mean, I still think she was kidding. I don't even know.
All right. Well, we're going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone, and get your second date update. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Buenos dias. Can I speak to please?
Yeah, this is...
Hi, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. How are you doing today?
I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number. I didn't sign up for anything, I'm sorry.
I know you didn't sign up for anything, but somebody sort of signed you up for something.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. If that's true, then you can take me off the list. I'm not really interested.
Unfortunately, I can't take you off the list because this is a morning radio show, and you recently went out with one of our listeners, but aren't calling him back. So he asked us to get you on the phone and find out why.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with this.
I'll give you a little background first. Okay, his name is Patrick. You guys met on Tinder.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm not comfortable talking about this. I'm not interested.
Can I just ask you one question? I'm just curious about the text messages that you sent him after your date when you invited him to South America. Were you being serious?
Whoa.
She just hung
Wow,
up.
Patrick. You must have really pissed her off by not agreeing to go to South America.
This is getting even weirder.
All right, I'm going to try to call her back.
Look, I'm not trying to be a bitch. If I'm going to talk to you, I need you guys to bleep my name out.
Okay, that's fine. I can beep your name out. You're pretty much, you're anonymous anyway. Nobody really knows who you are. Do you have friends that listen to the show?
I don't know. I don't even know who you guys are. So
Okay. So you're pretty much anonymous. I promise you, if you let us talk to you for a minute, I will beep your name out. Nobody will know who you are.
So what do you need to know?
Well, I'm curious about the text messages that you sent to Patrick. So we talked to him about your date. He said that it was great. And then he told us after your date, you asked him to go to South America. He thought you were joking, and then it sounded like you were serious. And that's the last he's heard from you.
Those were private messages, and he probably shouldn't have shared them with you.
Okay, but he did, and he liked you a lot, so he asked us to get you on the phone. Do you not like Patrick?
No, I thought Patrick was a really cool guy. I thought he was, cute and funny and smart.
Okay, and were you serious about the invite to South America?
I'm just, my life's been pretty complicated lately, and
Okay.
it's just, I'm just going through some weird stuff right now, so I don't.
Okay, well, I don't want to get into all your personal stuff. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. If you liked Patrick, though, can you help us give him some sort of explanation? Because he really enjoyed your time together, so much so that he emailed us to get you on the phone.
I feel super shitty. I didn't want him to feel. I don't want him to feel blown off. I don't want him to feel like he's not a good guy. He is. It has absolutely nothing to do with him. It just has to do with what I'm dealing with right now.
Okay. Can you give me anything that I can say to him though? Like just tell me what I can tell him so that he can feel good about it and move on if you don't want to see him again.
I'm getting married in 2 weeks, and
What?
Married?
You're getting married in 2 weeks?
Oh, girl.
What?
yeah, I'm getting I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
Why
Okay,
are you
what-
on Tinder?
I only did it once. I'm just having a lot of second thoughts, and Patrick seemed like a really cool guy after talking, and I figured if I went on one last date, maybe if I liked it, the universe would tell me where I was supposed to be, whether it was dating or getting married, and
So you were kind of having second thoughts about getting married and thought, I'll try one more date. If it's good, that means I shouldn't get married?
I don't know what the I was thinking. It's been a really stressful time, and I know it was stupid.
Okay.
Why are you getting married? Don't get married. If you're kissing another guy, don't get married. What are you thinking? That's the worst decision you could ever possibly make.
You know, Les, I already feel pretty I don't even want to make me feel shittier.
All right.
No, it's gonna
Hey,
make
I'm
you
not.
feel
No,
shittier
we're not
if
trying to.
you're
We're not trying to
married.
make you feel.
What?
We're not trying to make you feel crappy about it. Look, when I keep her on the phone. We're not trying to make you feel. We're not trying to make you feel crappy about it. I promise. And I appreciate you taking the time to tell us what happened, because then I can go back to Patrick and sort of explain things to him. I do have a question about the South America thing. Can you shed any light on that?
I just thought we had a connection. I thought he was really special, and I figured if we were both willing to just drop everything and just leave and go be ourselves elsewhere, then maybe that would make us happy.
Whoa.
And I thought maybe he'd say yes. I thought
He said that you guys had a lot of wine. Was it the alcohol talking that night?
no, I was sober when I texted him.
You were sober when you texted him about
Oh,
South America.
my
So
good
in your
Lord.
mind, if you guys ran away together, like you were willing to run away with him if he said yes.
I thought if he said yes, that would be where we were supposed to be. Yeah.
So you're just gonna run away from all your problems, leave everything in the dust.
I think it's kind of a thing to say. I'm sorry.
Hey, what? Look, I whatever you're going through, you're going through. I appreciate you staying on the phone with us, and I appreciate you talking to us. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want him to think it's him. It's not him.
Okay. Well, you can actually tell him that because he's on the other line listening.
Is all this really true?
Are you kidding me?
No, that's Patrick.
I'm so confused right now.
I'm sorry, guys. This is bullshit. I don't want to talk to. I don't want to talk to you, Patrick.
Hannah, I'd love to talk to you. Can we get together or?
Oh, no.
Hello?
Wow, Patrick,
What?
you devil, you. You almost got a girl that's getting married to leave the country with you and ditch her husband.
That's not his fault.
Yeah, it is. It's all your fault, Patrick. We didn't throw
I'm blown
those.
away, guys. I'm blown away.
You had
So
no
right.
idea that she was in another relationship, like none at all.
I had no idea.
Oh,
I'm like
dude.
freaked out right
Wow.
now. actually.
Not only was she in another relationship, engaged to be married, and was
Holy
thinking
crap.
about leaving her husband and the country with you.
Oh, my God.
I really want to talk to her again
Why? What do you want to talk to her about? What are you going to say?
because I feel the same way. I don't know.
Why would you want to run away with a woman who's about to get married in 2 weeks?
I don't know what to think. I mean, I really like this girl, but then again, I mean, it was only one date, and I mean, I don't think I'm ready to run away to South America with her, but I mean, she shouldn't even get married into this guy if she feels that way,
Yeah,
right?
that sucks for that dude.
Jeez.
Now, if she would have been on the date with you and told you, I'm assuming you would say no, but I don't know, and told you, hey, I'm about to get married, but I really like you, and I think that I would leave him for you, what would you have done?
I have no idea.
Oh my God, why would you not? You say no. Why are men so attracted to crazy women? That
they're
girl
hot.
is a nut job.
Brooke,
I
you
am
always-
sorry.
You
Patrick.
always say you believe in love. Love works in mysterious ways.
Oh, bullshit.
Patrick, she was hot, wasn't she?
She was extremely hot.
There you go. That's what it is. Normally, this is the time where I ask if you want to go out on a second date, but she's not on the phone, and she's going to be getting married, so probably not interested in another date with you. I guess I'll ask the listeners. Text in 78592. What should we do from here?
Oh, my gosh.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Yes. That is what I call a second date success.
I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah. Wow. So if you tuned in like in the middle of that and you didn't know what was going on, Sky Patrick went out with this girl. We had to beep her name, otherwise she wouldn't let us air it at all. But we beeped her name anyway. They went out, they met off of Tinder. After their date, she said, "Come with me to South America." And he was like, we went out on one date.
Yeah.
Are you serious? And she said, "Yes, I'm serious. Come with me to South America." And he said, "How about we just hang out in the States and maybe someday later we could go to South America?" And then she was like, "It's not going to work," and stopped texting him back. The reason being, she is about to get married and was having second thoughts and thought that maybe he was the one for her and wanted to run away with him to beautiful South America.
I'm sorry. After one date, you don't think he's the one. You just want any excuse to get out of the marriage, period. Like, you're trying to let yourself talk yourself out of it. And people are getting mad at me because I was saying that she's crazy. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
But-
she is.
She's definitely crazy
That
for
is
sure.
nuts.
But she was hot, so he actually at the end of that was thinking
Yeah.
that he would actually be interested in a relationship with her still.
It is amazing what men will say yes to when you've got the right size waist and a nice rack. It is like the power of that is beyond compare.
And crazy girls in the bedroom, A+.
Yeah.
And we all know that.
But in real life.
Yeah, but if you're going to plan on breaking up somebody's marriage, chances are she's going to want to marry you next.
Yes.
True.
She's going to want to marry you, and then you're going to be about to get married to her, and she's going to do the same thing to another guy, try to whisk him away to South America
Oh, my God.
so that she can get out of getting married. I feel bad for her husband. Has no
So
idea.
bad. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but people keep texting in, Brooke, I can't believe you said that to her. She already felt bad about it.
I know.
What?
Well,
She
she was
should
playing.
feel bad.
She was playing the victim role big time.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the fact that I'm kind of a d-bag to my husband who I'm about to marry right now
Yeah.
by wanting to run away with this guy. It was like it's so hard for me and I don't know what to do.
The craziest thing is, like you said, though, the other guy was actually like, well, I felt that connection,
I know.
too. I don't know. It's like, what do you mean you don't know, dude?
Crazy has a funny way of finding more crazy.
That is a very that is eloquent, Jubal.
I wish I could have sent them on a second date
To South America.
to South America.
or just even a South American restaurant in town.
We asked what we should do. We said text in at 78592. What should we do? A lot of people are saying crash the wedding.
Oh.
Show up at the wedding and play the audio of the second date update.
Oh, my
No.
God. Just give it to the DJ.
Another person said pay for that dude to go to her wedding. And another said send him to South America. No, he blew his shot at that. He had a chance to go to South America. Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, brookandjubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Second date update.
We have one of our listeners named Brian on the phone for a second date update today, and I'm actually really interested to talk to him.
Okay.
Because in his email, Brian says he actually met his date the old-fashioned way.
That's nice.
I know.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you clubbed her and dragged her back to your cave for a marriage? Super old-fashioned. I like it.
Oh, wow.
Didn't quite happen like that.
Oh, good.
Oh, she clubbed you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, okay. So, I guess before we find out exactly how you met, tell us what's her name?
Jordan.
Jordan?
Jordan.
And Jordan was not wearing a loincloth.
No, there was no loincloth involved at all.
Okay.
I'm losing interest now.
Yeah.
Me too, Jeff.
So how did you meet Jordan?
Well, the old-fashioned way was that my mom introduced us because she works with her.
Oh, and then your mom offered her 4 cows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, that's
Okay.
risky. So wait, your mom works with her and your mom's like, you need to date my son. And she actually agreed?
Well, she had mentioned her for a while, but she was dating someone else, and then recently she had broken up with her boyfriend, and my mom kind of swooped in and, and suggested that I call her, and she said okay, and then we kind of hit it off over the phone. So,
Do you normally meet girls through your mom, or is this a first?
so this is a first, but
I mean, Jordan's really beautiful, and they were all worked out great. Like, I was really excited.
Are you shocked more by how great Jordan is or that your mom actually has good taste?
Well, I think initially I was shocked, but like now that the way it turned out, I'm kind of questioning my mom's taste. So,
because she's not calling you back, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. This
is your fault, Mom.
Totally mom's fault.
So what'd you guys do for your date?
I took her to a nice Italian restaurant. I wanted to impress her, and she seemed like a genuinely good-hearted person. I don't know what to say. And she had this really amazing smile, and I was just kind of like falling in love with this girl. Like,
whoa.
Oh, wow.
That's a line to drop
Yeah.
there.
I know. I'm like, she was just so perfect.
It's like an episode of The Bachelor.
Yeah.
It really was. It really was. You know, even to the point where we were sharing dessert, and she says, "Hey, I'm having so much fun. Can we stay longer?"
Oh, she said that.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So we did that, and then, I paid for dinner, and I, offered to drive her home.
Okay.
And we get to her place, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm at least getting a kiss.
Right.
Mhm.
And as I walked her to the door, like, I see there's a guy standing there.
Wait, where? Standing where?
Standing by the door. And she says under her breath, she's like, oh, no, that's my ex. Right.
Scary.
What?
Right. And I was like, all right. He wasn't confrontational, though. He was nice and kind of apologized for intruding. And
Oh, it's an old-fashioned three-way now.
Wait, why was her ex there? Did you ask?
well, he says, I need to speak to you for a second. And he was like, I'll go wait in the car. And I don't know, after that, she was just totally different. She had this look of concern on her face, I would say. And
Yeah.
I was like, look, I understand relationships are complicated. I understand breakups can be weird. And I just wanted to give her space to kind of take care of this.
And did she mention on the date her ex at all?
She said she got out of a relationship recently. So
Okay.
we talked about it a little bit. And I knew it was still kind of fresh, but she seemed like she was, ready to start dating again and kind of had moved on.
And I'm taking it you did not get the kiss at the door like you thought.
I mean, no, I didn't get the kiss at the door. And we just said our goodbyes. And as I was leaving, I see, he's getting out of his car in my rearview mirror, and he's walking up to the house.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
So after that, I texted her, and she only texted me back one time. And she said, I'm sorry, it's not going to work. Thanks for a wonderful dinner. And then she said, I will never forget it.
Oh, man. So that's kind of open and closed, though.
Right. So don't you, that means she's for sure back with him, right? That's what everyone's thinking.
I'm assuming, but
So wait, your mom set you up and she works with her. Has your mom not gotten the scoop for you?
I asked her, but she said she feels a little awkward about it. And,
Yeah.
She mentioned it to Jordan, and Jordan, she was kind of brushed her off. So I'm not really sure what happened.
So what are you hoping to get out of this phone call right now? Are you looking to get a second date, or are you just looking to find a reason and figure out what happened?
Well, I mean, if they got back together, I need you guys to break it up.
Okay.
Wait, is that a joke or is that not a joke?
No, it'd be great if you could.
What?
Okay.
That's priority one. She's the real deal. I need to see her again. So
All right.
Oh, my God.
I'm up for this.
You're up for breaking up a relationship for this guy.
For our listener, Brian, yeah, I'm willing to go do whatever it takes. So we're going to play a song right now, Brian. We're going to do some research, dig up some dirt on whoever this guy is, and then we'll come back and call Jordan for you and get your second date update, okay?
there is no fallback. You must break them up.
All right.
Okay, well, let the social media stalking begin. We got a couple minutes here.
Yeah, we're going to end a relationship right after this.
I know you're kidding, but I really hope you do.
Second date update.
Brian, I've been thinking more about it, and I've decided I'm going to do something for you that I've never done before.
What's that?
We've done hundreds of second date updates, and you're the only person I'm going to hang up on right now. So thank you. Goodbye.
No. Why?
I don't think you have a very good chance,
Oh.
honestly.
I actually agree with Jeffrey
And
on that one.
you know what?
He is
If we
right.
try and get a second date and we fail, it's going to make our show look bad. And I don't want to do that to us. So, Brian, I'm sorry. Maybe call us back when you have better odds.
No, you don't understand. Like, I can't stop thinking about her. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine my life without her.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. I mean, see, this is what. Sorry, there's something about this that bothers me, Brian, and this is what it is. I finally realized when you said that. It's that you're the dude that always wants what he can't have. And you know what? Fast forward 6 months from now, you're suddenly going to be bored in a relationship with Jordan.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Dude, ladies know what I'm talking about, okay? If she didn't have a boyfriend, would you be saying things like that?
I wouldn't even be talking to you right now. because I'd be with her right now, and I wouldn't need a second date update.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
I don't know, man.
Or I would be talking to you at our wedding.
See?
I
Well,
believe in
That's
love.
the stuff that I'm talking
Yeah.
I
about.
believe in love, and I think this is your one shot, bro. I have your back.
Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
in case you're just tuning in, we're in the middle of a second date update, and Brian desperately wants another chance at love. I'm saying the L word because Brian said he was falling in love on his first date, like a crazy person would say. But we like crazy people.
Yeah.
And so,
Thank you.
anyway, at the end of Brian's date, he got a very rude surprise when the girl's ex was waiting at the door to talk to her. And afterwards, she sent Brian a text saying, basically, you know, I had a great time, but you're out.
Yeah.
So we don't know if she's actually back with her ex or not. But if she is, she's not going to be for long because we're going to break them up.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
we said.
God.
That is our goal today. Break people up,
How do we do
especially if
that?
they've been in love for a long time.
It's fine. They're already in a cycle. I mean, they broke
mean-
up once. They'll probably do it again.
We're
That's
gonna
usually how that
lie?
cycle works.
All right. Brian, are you ready to make Jordan possibly cry?
Because it means that she'll get back together with me. Then, yeah, let's make her cry.
Oh, my
All right.
God.
That's
All
a
right.
spirit.
I'm into it.
Oh, this is terrible.
Okay, we're going to dial her number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Jordan, please?
This is Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello? Who's this?
Oh, my name's Young Jeffrey.
Yeah, she doesn't know who you are.
That's right. That's how phone calls work. You can't see me, can you? My name's Young Jeffrey. I work on the radio.
Okay. What's up?
Well, not too much. We're calling you because we're doing something called a second date update. Do you know what that is?
Maybe? I'm not sure.
Well, to jog your memory, in case you might know, it's a segment that we do where someone who's getting blown off emails us and they ask us to call the person they recently went on a date with to find out why they're not getting in contact with them anymore.
Oh.
So you recently went out with a guy named Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounds like you had a great time with Brian.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. You know, we went on, like...
That doesn't sound very promising.
Oh, my God. That's the worst response you could have to that.
Yes.
Well, Brian told us a little bit about what happened, and he said that your ex was there at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And then after he had a run-in with your ex, you texted him that it's basically over.
Well, I mean, it's been really hard. Like, Brian's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to hurt him or anything, you know, just things happen in life, so...
So you heard him.
And it was just it was just one date. I mean,
Yeah. Just, I don't know. Like, I have so much history with my ex. I mean, we've been dating since high school.
oh, girl, you're in that cycle.
Oh, geez.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, he's been at my parents' house, like, every holiday, birthdays, my parents' anniversaries. Like, we've just a lot together. Like, we've experienced everything, you know, and I don't know, I really love him. So,
Okay, wait, though. Can I just ask you?
yeah.
Because it sounds like you're with your ex, I guess now your current boyfriend, simply because of history. And I'm going to tell you, that is not a long-lasting reason to be with somebody.
Well, it's more than that. I mean, it's more than just history. Like, we had a rocky, patch because he broke up with me. Like, there was this bartender girl he met one night, and he's out with his friends. Like, I was upset about it. And I was like, what are you doing leaving me for a trip like that? You know, like, it's like a dirty bartender's been with, like, over 100 guys or whatever. But he's like, oh, it's time for me to try something new and spread my wings. And so at first I was depressed and I'm angry. And then I wasn't going to let this happen. So just, like, this date came up, and I was like, you have to play dirty. Like, what's left?
Oh, wait, so
Wait, what?
you used Brian to make your ex jealous?
Wow.
Don't judge me until you hear the whole story.
Oh, I'm not judging you. I've definitely done the same thing.
I'm judging.
We're fine. Yeah.
So what happened?
So earlier that week that we went out, like, I planned for my ex and I to exchange things at my house.
Yeah.
So I scheduled my date with Brian the same evening because I was like, well, at least I'll get my bang for my buck, you know, and I'll make my ex jealous. So I knew he'd be there when we got back from dinner. And honestly, everything did go perfectly. Like, my ex saw me with another guy having fun. He got jealous. Like, when I got out of the car, like, I did an extra loud laugh.
Wow, you are the worst.
No,
That's a
she's
solid
not.
move. It's a solid move.
It was fine. Like, whatever. We had a nice time. I snuggled up next to Brian's arm while we walked. Like, I even acted surprised and concerned in front of Brian. Like, I really tried to sell it.
Well, how do you think that Brian feels being used like this?
Honestly, if he feels bad, he should just get over it. It was just one date.
Whoa!
Well, I don't know if he can, especially now that he knows that you set the whole thing up just to get back with your ex.
Well, he's not going to know if you don't tell him.
Well, I don't have to tell him because you already told him.
I don't get it.
We didn't tell you this, but Brian has actually been on the phone and has been listening this whole time.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You guys tricked me?
Yeah.
Is tricking not allowed in your world?
We're
Yeah, I don't
also
know.
not in a healthy relationship, Jordan.
Brian.
How could you do this? I really like you.
Okay, I don't even know. Like, he shouldn't have heard everything. He shouldn't have heard everything.
Well, he did hear it, and you need to talk with him about it right now.
Yeah.
But so when did you even come up with this plan? I mean, you're just using me?
I mean, I was just looking for somebody to make my ex jealous. Like, your mom showed me your picture. I don't know. I was just like, okay, he'll do.
Oh, no, he'll do.
I mean, Brian, you could take that as a compliment. Like, you're hot enough to make her ex jealous, which means, I'm being for real. I'm being for real.
Good
which
angle.
means that you're a step up because nobody's going to go out with a fugly person
That's true.
after an ex. That doesn't look like a good rebound.
Silver lining?
Jordan, why don't you just tell me now? What else did you lie about? I want to know.
I lied about wanting dessert on the date. I needed to stay with
Oh,
you at the
man.
restaurant longer.
I thought we had a moment there. That was a lie.
I was just trying to time it. Well,
The creme brulee was a lie?
Wait, so you never felt anything at all towards me? I honestly don't know how I'm going to trust anyone ever again after this.
Oh, no.
stop being dramatic. It was one date. We didn't even kiss. You're overreacting.
Oh, man.
I am so with Jordan on this one. Brian.
You're with her? You're supposed to be helping me right now.
Man.
What is going on here?
Yeah, bro.
You're never going to trust anyone again after your first date lied to you. I mean, it's kind of like newsflash. Everybody lies on a first date in some way.
Sometimes you click, right?
I know. Brooke is never honest with her husband, and that's how she got married.
It's not that. It's just like...
It's the key to a successful relationship. Zero truth.
I'm
There
just
we
saying
go.
it didn't work out, Brian. You were dropping a lot of big words after barely knowing someone and obviously not knowing anything about them.
It doesn't change how I feel. I mean, I feel like I was duped. Like, it just isn't right.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm giving you that's fair.
Yeah.
You did a really good thing. Like, I have to thank you, because without you, I wouldn't have gotten back together with my ex.
Oh,
So that's really nice of you.
Just rubbing it in.
No, he's a matchmaker.
Yes.
You're such a...
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
And I
let's
think
back
that
it up,
I
Brian.
think that is the right time to ask if you guys would like to go on a
No, you
second date.
don't.
We will pay for it if you guys go out.
Yeah,
Okay,
if
where
I
we
ever
going?
need you again, are you okay if I call?
No.
Oh, man. I'm sure I'll cheat on you soon anyway.
Oh,
come
God. It's getting
Oh,
dirty.
just get over it. Get over it, Brian.
He's probably cheating on you right now while you're on this call.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
All right. Well,
It's out of hand
Okay.
now, dude.
okay. Well, so no second date for you, Brian.
Sorry,
but you
man.
know what? I feel really bad for you.
Yeah,
Like, you
great.
shouldn't have been put through this situation. And I'm sure that one of our listeners would love to lie to you two to get back with their ex. So
Yep.
text in 78592.
Oh, man.
Would you like to go out with Brian and get back together with your ex? We'll pay for it.
I hear you're good arm candy,
Yeah.
Brian.
Oh, God, you guys.
I hate you guys so much.
That's sweet.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, there's an art to dating. When you go out with somebody and you enjoy your time together, you kind of hang back after the date and don't text right away because you don't want to seem overeager.
No, I hate that rule.
Well, it's a rule that people abide by, and Jason, who's on the phone to do a second date update today, is hardcore at that rule because he hasn't talked to the girl he wants to call in 2 months.
What?
Yep. He's doing the 2-month slow play, which I think is a little too long, but Jason, I don't know, man. I don't know exactly what your goal is here, but you want to call her now for a second date update. Why wait 2 months?
Well, okay, so I think I'm in a little bit of a unique situation here. See, I went out with this girl, Kathy, 2 months ago, and we went to a dinner, and it was you know, it was okay.
Oh, great. So now you're just rating it as okay. I waited 2 months. It was okay. Figured I couldn't find anything better, so now I'm going to call Kathy back. Is that the plan?
Well, no, I...
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the plan, Jason. Is that the plan?
Is that horrible?
Yes.
I just think that maybe after, you know, all this time, I came to a realization that this was actually what a date maybe is more supposed to look like.
What?
What does that mean, Jason? Because if I didn't call somebody back for 2 months and then I was like, all right, look, I got to get a hold of them, even though it's been a long time, I really liked them, I wouldn't describe them the way you just described the girl that you want to call. What's her name?
It's Kathy.
Kathy. I wouldn't describe them the way that you described Kathy and be like, yeah, it was, you know, it's good.
Well, let me tell you about our date. So we go to dinner, and things are going okay. You know, there were no, like, awkward surprises in the first 10 minutes. And I'm trying to facilitate conversation and, like, you know, talk about ourselves. And every single step of the way, the conversation just dies, you know? And it's not like it's the worst date in the world, but it's like that there are these long stretches of silence where, like, you just want to squirm in your seat and you don't know what you're supposed to do.
It sounds like a fabulous date. No wonder you want to call her back.
Well, see, that's sort of what I thought. I thought things were not going well because about 30 minutes in, she starts checking her phone.
So it doesn't sound like Kathy wants to date you either. So,
See,
okay.
That's what I believed. And then the next morning, she texts me and says, hey, thanks so much for last night. It really meant a lot to me.
Hey, that's
Okay,
good.
so
Is it
you're out with her. There's a lot of lulls in the conversation. She's checking her phone 30 minutes in, and you find out that she actually had a great time.
So, I mean, I get that text, and I sort of look at it for a few minutes, and then I think, like, no way. There's no way I'm going out on another day with this girl. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was a bad date. It was so weird.
Yeah, and you're like, if that's your definition of fun, we have two different definitions of fun, obviously.
Exactly.
So what made you change your mind?
So it's been 2 months, and I've been on dates since then, trying to sort of figure out what is actually good for me.
Uh-huh.
And every single date has been so much worse than that date. So much worse.
So you want to call her after 2 months, not because she was so fantastic. She just wasn't a psychopath.
Well, she wasn't a psychopath, and, like, I didn't have a bad time. It wasn't great, but, like, you know, maybe they say that, like, you know, marriage is like a partnership, sort of like the boring married couple, right? Well, like, you know, maybe this is that right off the bat, and I can know what to expect all the way down the line.
You know,
Comfort.
normally I would be really against this, but I feel like online dating has given people too many choices that you don't ever know what was good. Like if it was pre-online dating, maybe you would have given her a second chance, and the second time it would have been fantastic.
And this date wasn't a bad date. You know, I enjoyed my meal, and the company was okay. It's just,
This is so awkward. It's amazing.
you know, I'm starting to think that okay is what I need, you know. And, you know, I listened to your show, 2 Second Date Update, and I've heard some of the people that are on here before, and I know how bad things can be. And you know, this isn't that, you know. I think this is way better than that.
Yeah, just a little lag in conversation when you guys went out and she didn't, like, mess her pants and throw up on you.
Honestly, it could be so much worse for me. So much worse.
I love that our show is like taking a low bar and lowering it even further.
Yes, to help.
Well, it lets you know. It lets you know how bad things can get.
Oh, good. That should be our new show slogan.
Yeah.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning lets you know how bad things can get.
I like it.
But honestly, Jason, she's probably not going to be super excited that you haven't called her for 2 months.
Yeah, I realize that may be a problem. I did text her like a day ago and said, like, you know, long time no talk, stranger. Like, just trying to, like, ignite, like, a conversation, and I have not gotten a response, which I don't blame her for. But, you know, I really do want to, like, reach out and at least try to get a second date.
Okay. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, and then call Kathy and see if she's willing to go out with you again, since she's not the worst option.
All right, thanks, guys.
So awful.
Yeah, no problem. We'll get your second date update right after this.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, We have Goldilocks on the phone. Goldilocks goes by the name of Jason.
Huh.
He's been in the dating world, and most of his dates have either been too hot or too cold. And he wants us to call Kathy for him right now. And Kathy is, well, she's not even just right. She's just okay. And that's why he likes her. He actually went out on a date with her 2 months ago. And hasn't talked to her since. But now he wants to call her to get another date because, according to him, all of his other dates have been so bad that he's thought about it and he's like, this one was actually probably the most decent date I've had in 2 months. So why not give it a shot and see if she'll go out with me?
Jason, I feel like you should tell her, or we should tell her, that you want to give it another shot because, hey, the first one wasn't so great, but first dates are hard, and maybe the second date would be better.
Yes, I think that's part of what I'm hoping.
Okay, that's the message you're trying to get out, not like, well, she was good enough.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I'm a little worried that it's going to come across as, because, I haven't texted her in 2 months. So the fear is that, she'll think what I said.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The fear is that she'll understand the truth.
But I wouldn't even call out how bad the date was. I mean, it was on your end. You said it was boring, but she texted you the day after, right?
Yeah, so I think I'll say something like, I wasn't ready at the time.
I liked you too much, and I didn't know how to deal with it, so I went away for 2 months.
Now we're just lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might work.
No.
All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now, Jason. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Kathy, please?
This is she.
Hey, what's up, Kathy? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From what?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning? It's a radio show?
A radio show? What?
Yeah, like the kind that you hear when you're listening to the radio and then there are people doing a show on there.
Good description.
We do one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm calling you today because we actually got an email from one of our listeners about you.
Okay.
I know this is weird, but we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and find out what went wrong.
Okay.
Okay. Your situation is a little different, though, because the guy that wanted us to call you actually kind of blew you off, but he's regretting it now. His name is Jason.
Jason, like a few months ago, Jason?
Yep, I think we're talking about the same Jason.
Yeah.
He's calling to get in touch with me now?
Yeah, he emailed us and said that he really enjoyed your date and he doesn't really know why he took so long to get back to you, but he tried to text you the other day and now you haven't texted him back, so he thought he'd enlist our help to see if we could get you on the phone and find out if you would like to see Jason again or if you enjoyed your time with him.
Huh, that's actually pretty funny. That was actually a pretty big night for me, weirdly enough.
The date you had with Jason was a big night?
Yeah, kind of. It's just weird that he's asking now. I mean, like, why wait like 2 months? That's okay.
That's
what we said.
What was so big about that night for you?
Well, honestly, that night I kind of came to the conclusion that I was more interested in women than men.
Whoa, what?
Oh. Like you came out of the closet that night?
Well, I mean, that came like a week or so later, but like that night I realized, what it was that I actually wanted.
Whoa.
Good for you.
Wow.
Way to find
And
your truth.
How did that hit you all of a sudden while you're out with Jason?
I just kind of felt like the whole time on our date, I was just kind of bored. Like, I felt like I was really grasping at things to talk about, and they just, nothing was really landing. And over the course of the evening, I just kind of felt like I was more interested in, like, looking at our waitress than I was at Jason.
Was this something you were thinking about, like, prior, or it was literally everything happened that night?
I think I had a little bit of confusion, but I just have been dating men my whole life, and I just, I felt like this was what I was supposed to be doing, and then it was just that night I was just like, what am I doing? Clearly, I'm continuing to date guys that I'm not interested in. Why am I not interested in them?
maybe because I'm not interested in men in general.
Wow.
Good on you, Kathy. So, but I'm confused though because he said that you texted him the next morning, like praising your night with him.
Well, I honestly just wanted to thank him. Like, I really woke up that next morning just feeling like a whole new person. And I wanted to thank him because I feel like that was the turning point for my life. Like, I feel like I know who I am now.
That's amazing.
He read your text completely wrong. He thought you were texting him saying how much fun you had on the date, not that your date was so boring it made you switch teams.
Oh, my God. He thought that I meant, like, that I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant, like, thank you for helping me figure out my life.
Right. Thank you for helping reveal my truth. Not
Yeah.
for all the laughs.
I'm sure he'd be shocked to know that that's what that text meant. And you might be shocked to know that he's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Oh, no.
Jason?
Yeah, shocked is an understatement, man.
Jason, I'm sorry.
I can't believe this. You're telling me that I, like, because you went on a date with me, you realized that, you know.
I mean, it's
You're
not
not
there's anything wrong with you.
Well, there is. There's a big thing wrong. Well, there's a thing wrong with Jason.
You've been with guys before, though. I don't understand why it was your night with me that changed everything. Like, what was I doing so wrong?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. I think it was just the culmination of a lot of dating of men and realizing that I wasn't enjoying myself. And I guess you were just the last date that I didn't enjoy that I kind of went, well, maybe it's because I'm not interested in men.
Yeah, but then why would you text me the next morning? Like, that is only something that you would do if you were interested in me.
If I recall, I texted you that, just thanking you for a great night. I didn't ask to see you again. I mean, you didn't text me back, so I figured, oh, great, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
That was still kind of a lie then, right? You didn't have a great night with me.
What? Jason, are you actually butthurt about this?
Yeah, of course I am. Like, I was not the reason that it was a boring date. I don't buy that as the reason she texted me that in the morning. I think I think you're trying to get back at me, if I'm honest. Like,
What?
You think?
Really?
Jason, are you accusing Kathy of lying?
I mean, I don't believe that was the night she decided that she was, playing for the other team. I don't believe it.
So, Jason, you're saying that you are just God's gift to women, and there's absolutely no way that I could not be interested in you.
No,
Is
Kathy,
that
that's not,
what I'm
that's not
hearing?
what I'm saying. I think that maybe you're upset that I didn't text you back, and so now you're trying to embarrass me on the radio, and that's pathetic.
Oh.
What? How are you turning her moment of truth into something that's about you, dude?
I just think it's a pretty good story. You know what I mean? Like, she was on her phone the whole night, and you're telling me that was the turning point of her life? No way.
Texting my best friend because we had been having this conversation about, am I interested in women? I don't know. I don't know how I feel. And I had, just such an epiphany on our date that, I texted her. And I didn't really feel it was appropriate to share with you, obviously.
I think it would have been amazing if you shared it with him. Like, hey, by the way, half an hour into this date with you, I just figured out that I am a lesbian. All right, let's finish up. You want dessert?
Dessert?
I mean, maybe he could have been my wingman for the waitress. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. See?
All
Jason,
right, well,
I mean, you guys could still be friends. You did help her in a big moment of her life. It was very pivotal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can introduce you to some of my friends. Like, I'm open to that.
Hey.
well, Kathy, what would you say to going out on another date with Jason? We will pay for it. Would you go on a second date with Jason?
I would say if he wants a wingman to help him find women, and you guys want to pay for that, I would love to help him in that situation.
So, Kathy, is that a no, or will you go out with Jason and help him find chicks?
I mean, I do have some friends that I could probably set him up with.
Hey.
You're saying you might have some straight friends who would be interested in me?
Yeah.
Until they actually go out on a date,
For
Jason.
now.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I'll just take any date with anyone who wants to go out with me.
Oh, my gosh, Jason.
Well, congratulations, Jason.
Really? Is that what it deserves? So
You
congratulations.
might have got a second date.
I hope I don't bring anyone else to any big realization on my next date.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Whenever people hear someone's an artist, there's a lot of stereotypes that come with that. You know, that they're financially strained.
Yeah.
They can't hold down a real job.
Uh-huh.
They never dress properly. They're socially awkward.
Yeah, true.
Do lots of drugs and alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking about artists.
Sounds like a good life.
I mean, they're basically one step above radio people.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm envious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're all those things, but at least the artists have a little bit of talent.
Oh, but I have a quote problem.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I'm an artist.
Nobody ever says you got a face for art either.
Right.
You know?
So I feel very,
man.
very honored to be speaking with a real artist who needs our help with a second date update today. His name is Seth. What's up, Seth?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you're too happy to be an artist. Are you trying to be Bob Ross or something?
No,
what are you doing,
that's
man?
where the drugs come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I was saying, so we're not all moody and depressed people, but we some of us do actually make a living selling our paintings.
That's awesome.
That's
so
impressive.
you're a painter then?
I am, yeah. I have a specialty, actually. I've developed this sort of niche for myself over the years. I've been painting pictures of crabs. And, they do okay. They don't,
cool.
I'm not...
That's cool.
Okay, so if we go to the art expo and we ask for the guy with crabs, they'll point us in your direction.
Right. That does happen.
Okay.
But it's not like crabs like you might be thinking. It's sort of like crabs as if they were like members of society,
Oh, I like it. It's like the dogs that are playing poker, but instead it's crabs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like crabs on a taxi, crabs getting a tattoo, I actually have one which I thought was really kind of ironic, crabs at a restaurant ordering lobster.
The irony, there's symbolism there.
Didn't you call about a date, though? I mean, this is
No,
great,
I
but...
just want to talk about I think we're talking to in 100 years, people are going to look back on Seth kind of like Leonardo da Vinci, like
I can only hope.
underappreciated in his time. And your crab paintings are going to sell for millions of dollars.
All right.
Legendary name Seth. The great Seth. We didn't know how great he was.
Right.
All right.
That's the crab man.
Yeah, the crab man.
All right.
But no, I am calling about a date because I had a recent experience, and maybe you guys can help me out with this.
Okay, well, what's the name of the woman that you went out with?
Her name is Michaela,
Okay.
and at an art expedition, I was selling my paintings, and she was very interested in one, and actually she bought one from me, which was super cool. So.
Oh, nice.
All right, so you were able to pay for the dinner when you guys went out. Sweet.
That's right.
It's nice to give woman crabs on the first meeting, but that's cool.
Did you ask her out? Is that something you typically do with customers?
She bought the painting, and then she just kind of hung around. As we were talking, she was just asking me about my work, and I started flirting with her a little bit. I started using, some jokes that I tell, the crab jokes. Like I'll give you an example. What do you call it? The crab has a part-time job.
What?
A side hustle.
Because it hustles to the side because crabs move sideways.
That's a thinker.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
That's a highbrow crab.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
There's a little bit of a dad joke there.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she and I are talking, and we actually bonded over our mutual love of coffee. We both drink a whole lot of it.
Okay,
Coffee,
yes.
okay.
I mean, like 8 to 10 cups a day.
Dang. No wonder you're talking so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already had about 4 cups so far.
Wow.
A couple months ago, I bought a really high-end quality espresso maker. It cost me about $2,000. It's amazing.
Oh, damn.
So I told her about it, and she said that she wanted to see it, and I was like, well, great, that's my in, and so I said, well, if you'd like to, after I close up here today, we can come over and I'll make you a cup of coffee, we can hang out a little bit,
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly the least innocent cup of coffee date I've ever heard.
Yeah. I mean, that's an old cliche when you invite someone up to your place for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But you're talking an actual cup of coffee.
Yeah, come for the coffee, leave with crabs.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, so she comes over and I fire up the machine. I make a couple espressos. I steam some milk, and ask her how she likes it. I've got not just a maker, but I've got a whole set there that I could just make any kind of coffee drink imaginable.
Okay, so you got Starbucks inside your apartment.
Mhm.
Literally.
So was she impressed?
So she was really impressed. She said she loved it. We talked for a little while, and then she decided that she had to go home for some reason. Personally, I think that we were starting to connect. We were having sort of a spark, a moment between us. And I don't think she wanted to take it so soon.
I mean, she may have not even thought that this was a date.
Yeah, so was there any part of this experience that was very romantic for you?
Well, I feel like there was a strong connection. Look, it was flirty, you know? It was just there. There was a...
Yeah, you say that, but she's not calling you back. So you obviously read something a little wrong. Can you think of something that went wrong?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like when she started to leave, I took her downstairs to get her Uber. I tried kissing her, but she pulled back from the kiss.
Oh.
So that didn't work out so well. She actually hit her head on the car as she pulled back.
Oh.
Like, no, like she didn't hurt herself, you know. It's just a little bump, you know.
I just picture her like trying to climb into an Uber and you're leaning over following her with a kiss and she's like trying to scramble away as fast as she
it
can.
sounds so terrible. I swear I'm not a creeper.
Yeah, you don't seem creepy.
Yeah, I mean, nothing about what you've described sounds like it would be a reason for her to not call you. Is there anything awkward or weird that happened during your encounter?
Okay, there was one point where we bumped into my ex-wife, but it really was like no big deal.
Wait a minute.
How did you just gloss over that?
I mean, I thought for sure it was hitting the head while trying to escape a kiss, but where does the ex-wife come in?
Yeah, it really wasn't a big deal. I mean, it was quick. My ex and I, we've been divorced for about 5 months, and we just ran into it. She said hi. It was nothing. I can't imagine that had anything to do with it.
Yeah, I can. I can imagine real easily that it had something to do with it.
All right. Well, we're going to play a song. We'll come back and we'll call Michaela for you and try and get you your second date update, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, hold on. All right, if you're just tuning in, we're on the phone with Seth, a.k.a. the Crabs guy.
Self-proclaimed.
Yeah, which it's not a reference to his romantic history. Seth's an artist that specializes in painting crabs in human-like situations.
I love it. I want to buy one.
Yeah.
I kind of like it too. You know, one pincher is bigger than the other. It
Right.
just kind of makes a funny dynamic.
Yeah, just imagine just crabs playing basketball, crabs eating tacos.
Oh, crabs eating tacos.
Yeah, you get it. He does all the funny things that crabs do in human situations.
Yeah.
So Seth met a woman named Michaela while selling his art in an expo, and they had a nice day together. She bought one of his paintings. They bonded over their mutual addiction to coffee. He even showed her his $2,000 espresso machine back at his place. And there was an awkward moment at the end of the night where he tried to kiss her at her Uber, and she pulled back and ended up hitting her head on the car door.
Ouch. Oh,
but beyond that, he's not really sure what could have caused this date to
You're leaving
end poorly.
something out.
Yeah, he like nonchalantly adds at the end that he ran into his ex-wife who
Oh, right.
he's only been divorced from for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 5 months, whatever, same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did drop that in there too. So one of those things must be the reason.
No
but
wonder he can't figure it out.
what are you feeling here, Seth?
Yeah, I don't know. I really hope that you guys can convince her to see me again. I think she was a lovely person, and we hit it off, and we had a great time.
You didn't describe your interaction with your ex-wife at all. Like, I feel like we need some sort of background on that before we call this girl.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was so inconsequential. I mean, it was nothing. It was just sort of like a high and by kind of moment.
All right.
Okay.
Well-
I don't know. I mean, it's only 5 months. Whatever.
Let's
All right,
call
you say
Michaela
so.
and see what she has to say, because we could speculate about this all day. We just got to get to the bottom of it and make a call. You ready to do this, Seth?
Yeah.
All right. Let's dial the phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Michaela, please?
this is her.
Hi, Michaela. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. You have a second to talk with us?
What is this about?
Well, we do a segment on our show called a second date update. That's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to that person for you to figure out the reason why.
Okay, and what does this have to do with me?
So recently we got an email from a guy who's frustrated because he's been trying to get a hold of you and you're not calling him back. His name's Seth.
Seth?
Seth, yeah.
Oh,
The artist that you bought the crab painting from?
So chill.
I mean, it did sound like a chill hangout with him.
yeah, no, it was cool. I bought a painting.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. It's crabs bowling.
Oh. Yeah, he didn't tell us what painting you bought. It's okay.
That sounds awesome.
It's cute. I like it.
All right. Well, he told us a little bit about you guys hanging out, and he said from his end, it all seemed like you guys had a great time together. And he's not sure why you're avoiding his phone calls.
Really? He didn't mention anything?
Well,
he mentioned a couple
he
things.
did mention a few things that he's worried might have ruined things, but we'd like to hear what happened from your perspective.
Okay. Well, I don't know, like, how much he told you. He's a crab painter. I met him at the art show. He had all his crabs on display. It was cute. He's like one of the quirky artist type guys.
Yeah.
I picture him with curly hair for some reason. Anybody else?
I'm not sure.
Does he have curly hair?
You know what? He does.
I knew it.
Dude,
I knew it. It just read. Yeah.
So that's the problem? He has curly hair?
No,
and...
I'm not saying that.
Oh,
I'm just saying he's quirky. Like, we did talk to him, and he is kind of a little nutty, for sure.
Like most artists.
But he's nutty, man.
I feel like that's not a nice thing to say.
No, it's not bad. He just sounds like he drinks a lot of coffee, too.
He's fun. He's an art guy, and I'm kind of like that too. I'm like a little weird, a little out there, and so
what exactly is the problem, though? Like, what went wrong where you're not interested in seeing him again?
Well, if he told you about our date and what happened, I'm sure you can kind of guess what the problem was.
I mean, he told us about the attempted kiss at the end of the date where you knocked your head on an Uber trying to get away from him.
Yeah, at that point, I kind of was just over it and ready to head home.
Okay, so it happened earlier.
Yes. So did he tell you about the whole wife thing?
Yeah, he said ex-wife, that there was a quick run-in.
Like a high and bye thing.
Yeah, he kind of downplayed it as like a 5-minute or just
Not
quick
even.
like hi, bye. It was kind of weird, but you guys moved on.
Okay, yeah. So here's what really happened. So head over to his place, and he wants to show me his $2,000 espresso machine. I'll have a cup of coffee, whatever. Cool. So as soon as we get in, we walk over to the kitchen, and there's a woman.
There's a woman in his kitchen.
Whoa.
Yeah. She's like cooking something or fixing something. I don't know what she was doing, but it was a little weird, and it's just like, oh, hey, this is Michaela. Hey, how you doing?
Okay. And so I'm guessing you were assuming this is as a roommate or something.
Or like a friend.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who is that? Like, why is there a chick in your kitchen? He goes, oh, that's my ex-wife.
Oh. Wait.
I'm like, what?
Wait,
what do you mean?
The I ran into my ex-wife happened in the kitchen?
So, like, once she left the room, I was like, who is she? Like, what? What is this weird Three's Company dynamic going on? Like, what is this? And so he's being very just, like, nonchalant about it. Like, it's no big deal. She's my ex-wife. We've been divorced for, like, 5 months now. She's a mail-order bride, and it didn't work out.
Oh, my God.
Back it up. Hold on a second. Mail-order bride?
Were those the words he used?
Yes. Verbatim. She's a mail-order bride.
So she's someone who married him to get a green card or a visa to come to the States.
I don't know the situation with that. I don't
hey,
know.
can I say something? Can I clear something up, please?
Oh. Wow.
Hey, Michaela, we didn't wait to call him in, but he messed it up. We need to tell you that Seth's been on the other line listening, and he heard everything that you said.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Michaela.
Seth, you're supposed to wait.
Michaela, I thought I explained to you, okay? When she came over to this country, and she was a mail order bride, it just didn't work out.
Can you even use that phrase? Like, I don't get it. Like, you got paid to marry her, she paid you. What happened?
It's an arrangement. She wanted to come here, and we communicated and emailed back and forth, and we thought we would give it a try. And, it just didn't work out romantically. We realized we weren't a match that way.
So if you're divorced, doesn't she have to go back?
We're trying to figure it out. I feel bad because I brought her over here. So what I've been doing is I've actually communicated with the company that arranged us, and we're trying to find her a different mail order husband somewhere in the area.
She's not like a rescue dog, okay? You don't just pair her with a new house.
Is this like those ads like singles in your area want to marry you?
And I'm pretty sure this is highly illegal.
I didn't know you guys were going to call him. I thought we were just talking about what happened.
Yeah.
I love your crabs. You're a nice guy, but, you know.
Michaela, look, is there anything that I could do? I would really like to see you again. I thought that we really connected. Next time we get together, I can actually make sure that she's not there. I'll give her a text ahead of time.
That's convenient. Thank you.
Listen, maybe you should just focus on rehoming your mail order bride.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
I think there are different possibilities and different ways that relationships pan out, you know, and I thought that you and I really connected, and I'm so glad you appreciate my art, and I really want to share things with you, and it would be really nice if we could see each other again, you know.
See, look, he's honest.
But he still lives with his ex-wife.
We realize we're just not compatible that way, you know. We will sleep together, but there's no emotions there.
No, not
Seth, why are you dropping that? I was like on board with you. Why are you doing that?
It's
Why would you
emotionless,
say
though,
that?
Brooke.
No, not
Because I just want you to understand that she's really no big deal.
Yeah, how would she feel if she heard you say that?
She doesn't speak English. She couldn't understand.
You guys, I don't know what to tell you, Michaela.
It sounds
I was almost on board.
What do you think? We'll offer to send you and Seth out on another date. We'll pay for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a no. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be a no?
Yeah.
There's a yeah and a no in there.
Let's not close the book on this chapter. Come on, I know we can have some connection.
Listen, how about next time you're having a show, you can text me, and I'll pop in and check out your crabs. All right?
Okay.
No to
All
the
right.
date, yes to the crab.
Confusing,
but we'll take it.
Yeah. Is that successful? I guess
Yeah.
it's as good as it gets.
If that's all I can get, I'll gladly see you again at my next art show.
Okay.
Well, there you
All
go.
right.
And I hope you love your crab bowling.
I've never been happier about a man giving me crabs before.
Yeah. It's crabtivating, if anything.
Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Weekdays 6 till 10.
1049 Virgin Radio. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A guy named Kenny is on the phone for a second date update today, and he described his date as fun, successful, and very open.
Oh.
So either he wants us to call a person or a 24-hour bowling alley, because they are fun, successful, and they're always open.
That's a good point.
Kenny, are we calling a person or a bowling alley?
Sadly, just a person.
Oh,
man.
Damn, all right. What's her name?
Olivia.
Olivia. All right. And how did you meet Olivia?
So we met on Tinder. And we decided to meet up at a bar, and I knew right away she was definitely different than any other woman I've ever met.
Why is that?
She was just so energetic, outgoing, and I guess what makes her different is she was very forward.
You say that in
Alright.
a way that
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or not.
Did she take her clothes off?
Okay, no. It's not like she was taking her clothes off or anything. She's just very open.
Okay. What do you mean by that? Like the way you said
I
it.
mean, we talked about everything. And I mean everything. Like, she wasn't shy.
No rules.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're not just like talking about politics. You're talking about everything.
I'm confused what everything is. Am I missing something here? Are you implying like sexual things right now, or are you talking about like
religion,
future plans, and how many kids you want?
I mean, both of those things were covered. And lots of other things. It was refreshing because a lot of girls are really reserved when it comes to intimacy, especially on a first date. But she was just eager to ask about my dating history, and she wanted to tell me about hers. And, I mean, she's experienced, which, I mean, she was honest about it, so that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. Yeah.
Not throwing shade.
It
Whatever.
just sounds amazing. Like a woman that knows what she wants, is attractive, is secure in whatever your history is. I mean, I think this sounds great.
Yeah, plus, on top of that, she has this great job. She's a high-level executive at her startup company.
Oh yeah, those people are very open. Yeah, you hear about the things they do behind closed doors.
Well, I mean, it was great to hear that she's also career-oriented, so she's not just this crazy party girl.
So why do you think she's not calling you back?
I don't know. I mean, it's something to do with what happened towards the end of the night. So the night started winding down, and I'm getting tired, so I'm about to say goodnight. And she says, let's go to the club and dance. And I was like, oh, I really want to, but I have to work. And she insists that I stay. And then she just grabs me by the collar and kisses me.
Damn.
And did you like that?
I loved it.
Yeah. All right, this does sound like a pretty awesome date.
Right. So, of course, when she did that, I'm like, okay, let's go to the club.
Yeah, you're kidding.
Yeah. All right, fine. I've got another few hours to kill. I'm awake now.
Right. But I got my second wind. So we go to the club, and we danced for a while, but eventually I told her, like, I just couldn't stay. I had to leave, and she asked if I could at least wait until some of her friends showed up and met her there.
Yeah.
So I did, and when her friends came, I mean, she just left me there. Like, no goodbye kiss, nothing.
Did she have friends on the way, or she wanted to stay and, like, invited friends and had to wait for them?
Well, no, it was just us. But then when I said I really have to go, that's when she said, okay, let me text my friends, and they'll come meet me up.
Okay.
And then she asked me to wait for them to show up. I said, yeah, of course. And we kept dancing, and I was pushing my limit.
So she just wanted to stay out and party.
Right. And so it's kind of a red flag, and I feel like maybe that's why she's not calling me, because I mean, she just took off when her friends got there.
Oh, she thinks
Like,
you're
you guys
boring?
were, like, sitting at the bar together, they show up, and she just leaves without saying anything to you?
No, we were dancing, and then her friends showed up, and there was this big, like, ah, with all her friends and everything, and then they just all moved to the bar, and she didn't introduce me to any of them or anything.
Did she at least say goodbye to you?
I mean, she technically said goodbye to me, but it was really quick. It was just like a wave as her friends were kind of pulling her off to the bar. And I thought, like, okay, we've been together for hours. It's not like I don't need this big special goodbye, because I'm thinking, well, I'm going to see her again. I'm excited to see her again.
But that sounds like a reason you wouldn't call her back, not a reason she wouldn't call you back.
Right, and I definitely don't have a reason to not call her back.
Well, she may think you're boring
Yeah,
because
maybe.
you didn't stay
Yeah.
out all night.
Well, that's what I'm worried about, because she's awesome. And it was just this, I had to work in the morning.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would love to stay out all night with her.
Have you tried to call her since?
I mean, I texted her a few times, and there's been no response. So I feel like if I call at this point, I start looking kind of desperate.
Yeah.
Right.
Have us call instead, because that's way less desperate.
How many days has
Right.
it been?
Exactly. I mean, it's been 4 days now.
Okay.
I'm really confused about it, and I definitely want to see her again.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Well, play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
Yep. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just tuning in, this dude named Kenny is on the phone, and he wants to call Olivia. They met on Tinder and ended up going out for drinks, and he described her as being very successful, very open, because they talked about a lot of sexual things.
She was blunt.
And she was very blunt about her past and wanted to know about his past, and he liked that. And he said that she was just fun and outgoing. And at one point during the date, she even grabbed him and kissed him before she asked him to go dancing. He agreed to go dancing for a little while, but he had to work in the morning, so he left. And she invited her friends to come down and hang out with her. She didn't even really say goodbye to him. He just left the club, and she was like, all right, see you later. He thinks that maybe she's not calling back because he was a bit too boring for her or something like that. Kenny, do you think that maybe she met somebody else while she stayed at the club?
Oh.
I hope not.
It sounds like she was wanting you to hang out with her all night.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
If anything, too, I mean, it sounds like you guys had a real connection. Like, you connected on more than just a party level.
I agree. I feel like we had something special.
Yeah, she
All right.
obviously didn't,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Definitely not.
I hope not.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure it out, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Olivia, please?
speaking.
Hey, Olivia, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, what?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. What is this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
All right, how can I help you?
Have you heard of us before?
I guess maybe, yeah, I think I've heard of you guys
Okay.
in the past.
Okay, cool. Well, now
But
we're
why are
in
you
the present.
calling?
I'm calling because
She's so annoyed by you.
yeah, we do. I'll get to the point. I can tell you're busy.
Yeah.
We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody, right?
Okay, right. And you, follow them or something?
Follow
No.
them? That
And
would
like
be really
check in with them later.
No. No. That means
Okay.
no.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have time to listen to radio shows in the morning.
Okay.
So,
No worries.
okay.
It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then blow them off, they can email us to call you and figure out what went wrong. So we got an email about you from this dude named Kenny.
Okay.
Kenny told us about your date. He said he really liked hanging out with you,
Mm-hmm.
but he's wondering why you won't get back to him.
Oh, Kenny. Like he's a nice guy, but he just can't keep up with what I need. So,
Are you?
that's pretty much it.
Are you saying that because he went home and he didn't stay out and party with you?
No, that was definitely a red flag to me, admittedly, I'm a lot to deal with. Even my friends think so, but, I have needs, and he just couldn't meet them.
Right, but you guys went out for drinks and then danced a little bit. And I'm having trouble figuring out why you say he can't keep up with you and what even you really mean by that.
If you want me to go there, can I be candid with you? I don't care.
Yes, sure.
But, I consider myself a very sexual being. And I need a guy that can keep up. And I guarantee that sweet Kenny cannot.
Why?
How do you know?
Why do you think that? You guys kissed, but that's it. So how would you even know?
Well, I kissed him. I kissed him. He did not make any moves. And, I'm like, I'm just the type of girl that, admittedly, I have a high sex drive, and I need to get busy, every day, more than once.
More than
And I need a guy that can provide that for me, even if it means dropping everything at a moment's notice, meeting me for lunch and,
Wow.
So wait,
he can't,
You are open.
he can't do it.
How do
In our interaction, he cannot do that.
but you
Okay.
didn't
But how could you possibly tell that I couldn't keep up? We'd never even done it once.
Here we go.
Oh my God, I forgot. You guys ambush people when they speak the truth.
Yeah. So you
Way
have
to put
listened
it.
to the show before. You weren't lying. Yeah, that's Kenny. He was supposed to wait until we brought him on, but he started yelling, and I don't even know if he's there anymore. Kenny, are you still there?
You're just letting her go on with this. That's ridiculous. We went on one date.
I can just tell over the years, I've learned to read the signs, and all the signs were there. You just couldn't do it.
What sign?
Exhibit A, you had to go to bed early because you mentioned you had work in the morning.
What?
For me, I have a very important job, and I stayed out all night. I just, you just pound a couple of Red Bull and you make a night of it. I was ready to party with you. You were not down for that. And then B, I have to say, your dancing was a bit of a concern.
There's the real truth.
He's not a good dancer?
You can tell a lot from how a person moves on the dance floor. And, I could tell, there's just, a sexual energy that you're missing. And, I just need that energy.
I have the energy. I was just tired that night.
Oh.
I think that's exactly what she
I
said.
engaged you at the bar and at the club. And, I could tell from the kiss we have, it's just not happening,
So
I could do it. That's ridiculous.
he wants to be up for the challenge. Olivia, a nicer way maybe to say this is that maybe your guys' chemistry just isn't there, right? I think that that's what you're saying.
Sure.
Sure.
It's just a difference in sexual drive, sexual energy. I need it 5 to 6 times a day.
Dang, it's getting worse as we talk to her.
That is so much.
That's a
and
lot.
you work? Where do we fit all this in?
Well, no, that's why I need a guy who can just drop anything at a moment's notice when I get the urge. If I don't get it 5 or 6 times a day, this is serious. I can't focus. I'm just off. My brain gets foggy. I can't focus on my job. It's just that itch you need to scratch, and I have it multiple times a day.
Okay. And you don't think Kenny can scratch it?
I don't think he could. He's a sweetheart. He really
I could.
Poor Kenny.
I could make that happen.
Kenny's excited now. He's like, please.
It's really cute that you think that, but no, you couldn't.
Can't write me off like that. Just give me a chance. I could be a sexual dynamo.
use the word dynamo.
Oh
my God.
I mean, you're so adorable. Like, I'm not trying to shame you. I really, seriously, I bet you're truly a rock star in your own way.
Oh, she just patted you on the head over the phone.
I mean, I'm just on a different level. I mean, my friends know this about me. Ask any one of them, and they will tell you themselves.
Please, give me a chance.
He's just begging. Kenny, stop begging. It's not cute. It's not what she wants.
We had an amazing time. Just give me a shot.
All right, Olivia, would you like to go out with Kenny again? One more date. We'll pay for it.
Olivia, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll take the whole day off work. All right? I'll chug a bunch of Red Bull. We'll do whatever you want to do. Just give me a chance.
I think we know what she wants to do.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that has been very clear.
What do you think, Olivia? You want to give Kenny one more shot? Or 6 more shots?
Please.
You know what? I mean, here's what I'll do. I'm feeling a little urge happening.
No.
So if you can meet me in 30 minutes,
oh God,
I will give you that chance.
30 minutes from right now?
Yeah, a half hour, meet me, and I'll give you a chance.
Seriously? You're not joking? Like a half hour from right now?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow. Okay. Look, I'm supposed to have this meeting, and it's a conference call in like 20 minutes.
Oh my God! Do you see? This is what I mean, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Kenny, it's a conference call.
Wait, hold on. I can make this happen. Okay, text me where to meet you.
Are you gonna miss the conference call and do it?
I mean, I'll have my assistant take notes or something. Let's just text me the address.
Okay, Kenny. I mean, this is your shot. Like, I still don't think that it's going to happen, but if you want to try and play in the big leagues, then I'm texting you now.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Okay. Kenny's like jumping up and down right now. Kenny, congratulations. Successful second date update.
Okay, yeah, no. Thanks. Can we wrap this up? I got a lot to do right now. Like, I got to send some emails, and I got to get to where Olivia is.
Yeah.
We're at a time crunch at this point.
Yeah. He's going to have a heart attack.
Second date update.
A woman emailed us for a second date update recently named Jamie. And in her email, Jamie says she gets hit on by guys all the time, and she's so over it.
Good on you, Jamie.
Girl, preaching to the choir. My LinkedIn account is like a thirst trap. Every time I log in there, I got these billionaire CEOs DMing me hey, Jeff, I got a job for you if you're interested. And I'm like, oh.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have made your LinkedIn profile pic that shirtless one you have.
Yeah, I didn't know LinkedIn was that thirsty.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of hits on my account. What can I say? So, Jamie, I feel you.
You guys are hilarious.
Where are you getting hit on at?
Online, walking down the street, you know.
Hold on. If you're getting hit on so much, why are you on the phone with us?
Because I find that most guys, especially if they're attractive, are kind of the same.
Okay.
Like, there's not a lot going on, right?
I don't appreciate you talking about us like that, okay? Us hot guys have a lot going on.
And some of us ugly guys are dumb too, okay?
And so I'm guessing you met one that was hot and smart?
Yes, and amazingly original.
Oh.
Does he have a name?
Jeremy is his name.
Okay. And where'd you meet Jeremy?
Met online, and he had the best pickup line ever.
Oh, I love terrible pickup lines.
I know, to share.
They're like dad jokes.
What'd he say?
Jose's taking notes.
No, it was awesome. So he texted me, he said, "Do you like water?" And I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And he wrote, "Good, because you already like 70% of me."
What? That is so stupid.
That's so bad. Oh, my God.
You like that, huh?
I mean, he's a funny dude.
Oh, my gosh. I love it. You loved it. So how did the conversation go?
It was awesome. And then so he invited me to dinner, and we both love Chinese, so we did that. And like when you walked in, I was like, oh my God, he's totally adorable.
Oh my God, you were so excited. What were you feeling? Were you nervous? Were you?
Yeah, I was really nervous, and I got, TMI, I got a little gassy, like when I was...
Oh, no, you did
Wait,
not
you're a hot girl that's farting on a first date? I kind of love you. Oh my God, why do I love you?
A hot chick who just poots when she's nervous?
I'm a farter.
All right.
I was totally nervous, but like he looked like the cutest shark. Like he looked like a shark. Like his eyes...
Are you
Does this have to do with the water stuff again?
Why do you say you look like a shark?
Because his eyes were like far apart, like on each side of his head a little bit.
Like a deer?
I don't know. Typically, that's not a good thing.
So he got a hammerhead
I mean,
face,
I
and
grew
you're
up in
like-
small town Idaho, and you got to watch out for those eyes being, it's usually a sign of.
No, I'm like
Just
literally
saying.
worried about this guy and you now.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was adorable. Like he was like my little stuffed shark,
I really hope you didn't say it to him, though.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But he was seriously cute.
Okay. We're going to trust you on that one because the description isn't matching up with
I'm
that.
literally imagining a hammerhead.
Yeah.
So
It's his eyes going all over
Just
the place.
pointing completely different directions.
So how was the romantic connection between you and Shark Boy?
It was intense, definite chemistry. We had a lot in common.
Okay.
We were both, this is so silly, but it was so cool. We were both our high school mascots.
Oh.
Okay.
I will say, I think that takes a particular personality.
Mhm.
And if you can be a mascot, you probably are attracted to other mascots.
And that's why you're so outgoing, probably.
Yeah.
Were you
What?
the sharks at your
Yeah.
high school?
What were the
That's why you
mascots? Yeah, that'd be so perfect.
I was an Indian.
Oh.
Questionable these days.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the
Yep.
time, sure was
Don't
great.
post those pictures online.
We apologize to all our listeners who are going to be offended.
What about
Please,
him?
please tell me he was something like a tiger. Please, please tell me a tiger.
Yeah.
He was a hippo.
They were the hippo.
Oh my
I
God.
wish we were the hippos in high school.
Go Hippos! That is the worst.
That is just.
I can't think of a worse high school mascot than like Quicksand maybe would be worse.
Oh my God.
Quicksand, we suck.
But you have to understand, I collect hippos.
Wow, we just came full circle
Hold on.
there. Are you being for real?
That's one of
Did
those
you
signs.
I collect hippos.
this?
All right,
This is
Jamie,
this
we
is
we
so
have to ask: is this a real call?
Yeah, and second,
Is this real? This doesn't even. This sounds like you're
totally.
making this up.
I mean, think about it, Jamie. You went out with a guy whose eyes are so far apart he looked like a shark. You were both mascots. You're incredibly racist.
Yeah, and you collect.
You collect hippos, and he was a hippo.
Oh,
Okay,
guys.
can we have a break? These two, how are you guys
I
inconsolable
can't
right
stop
now?
laughing. It's all
Listen, I believe, everyone be quiet. I believe in love. I think your date has gone great so far. You have tons of chemistry. Even though these guys think you're a weirdo, you guys are weirdos together.
I gotta tell you, it's a really bad sign when Jose signs off as a sign of approval on a date. So
Wait,
It is, but
wait.
still.
Did you kiss Shark Boy?
He paid for dinner,
okay.
and we were leaving, and I could tell he was nervous, so I actually walked him to his car, and it was like the time for like maybe a kiss to happen.
Yeah.
And then you hear dun 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 dun.
He's coming in.
I pulled it together. Stop
Okay,
it,
sorry.
Jeffrey.
Sorry, he's going for the kiss.
Oh my God.
Yes.
But he didn't do it. Like he just said, he was like, "Oh, I gotta go. I'll call you in a bit." And it kind of ended abruptly.
Oh,
This
man.
is you.
So what's your theory? Why do you think he's not calling you back?
I think he liked me, but he's just nervous.
Or he didn't see you call because of his eyes.
Oh my God! You gotta leave him alone.
We have to play a song.
Hold
We
on.
have to come back.
You
I
gotta
have to
stop talking. This is
All right.
Sorry, Jimmy, I can't do this right now.
All right, Jamie.
Is this just gonna be us laughing.
All right.
No, I mean,
we need to
pull
help
it
this
together.
person.
All right.
Pull it
We are
together.
Jamie,
professionals, you guys.
I'm
Let's
so
do it.
sorry. Yes, we're going to play a song. We're going to pull it together. And we're going to come back. And we're going to call this guy and get your second date update, okay?
Oh, guys.
Okay, Jamie.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we've composed ourselves.
Have you, though?
We-
I don't think
Yes.
so.
We got the giggles out.
Mhm.
We're ready to focus.
Professionals.
So if you're just tuning in, we're on the phone with Jamie, and she recently went out with a guy that she met online named Jeremy.
Do you see how serious his voice is?
They took a drive, and they got Chinese food together.
The Jaws music.
He had to look both ways before they crossed the street,
He always does.
turning his full body. Then they bonded over both being high school mascots. He was a hippo. She was something that's not PC to say. And that night, at the Chinese restaurant, it was a feeding frenzy. Nothing was left on that plate.
Oh, why?
But things did go well.
Yeah, that's good.
Jamie even thought she was going to get a kiss at the end of the night, but instead, Jeremy said he'd call her, and that has not happened.
Yeah.
So she's looking for our help, and I really want to get you another date. Okay, Jamie?
And I want another date.
Yeah.
You're being a good sport, Jamie. Listen, you called him Shark Boy. That's what initially set it all off. But I am totally supportive of your venture into love.
I don't believe Brooke.
Yeah. I've dated a lot of guys. This is the one. I'm
Oh,
telling you.
Whoa. Okay,
Okay.
let's not put too much pressure on it before we call
A
him.
lot of
Ooh.
fish in the sea, but this is the shark that has stolen her heart. All right, let's call him and see if we can get you a second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Can I speak to Jeremy, please?
Yeah, this is Jeremy speaking.
Hey, Jeremy. My name is Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. Do you have a moment to talk with us?
How can I help you guys?
Well, we do something on our show called a second date update. And that's where if you go out on a date with someone and afterwards they're not calling you back, you can reach out to us and we'll give them a call to try and figure out the reason why. And recently you went out on a date with a woman named Jamie.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right.
So you're not calling her back, and that's a little bit confusing to her because she says that she had a great time with you that night.
Okay, so she told you about our date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she mentioned a few things. She said that you guys met online, and she mentioned that she was attracted to your look and your personality.
And she said you had an awesome pickup line about the water.
The water thing? Yeah.
See, even you're tickled with yourself.
So she told us that she thought there was even going to be a kiss at the end of the night, but you just got in your car and kind of took off and got out of there. So it kind of sent mixed messages, and she wants to know, like, what's going on? Why aren't you getting back to her?
We have a lot in common. We were both, like, mascots in our high school.
Right? She mentioned that you were the hippos, and...
Yeah, womp, womp, womp.
Oh my God, is that what it is? Is that what you did?
Go Hippo!
Yeah. That's,
One more time, please.
you do, like, a big womp, 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 and then everybody in the stadium goes, womp, womp, womp.
Yeah!
It's actually way cooler than I expected it to be.
Yeah. So what's the deal then? Why aren't you calling her?
Well, it's really not been that long. It's only been, I think, 7? I mean,
A weekish?
It doesn't matter.
Are you just playing the super cool game and you're going to wait like a month and a half before you call her back?
No, look, she told you guys that we went out for Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the end of a meal at a Chinese restaurant, you get a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
And usually I don't pay too much attention unless they really, like, jump out and bite me in the nose.
Well, if your fortune cookie's biting you in the nose, it's probably not a fortune cookie.
You know what I mean. Metaphorically speaking, I'd look down at this fortune cookie at the end of our date, and it actually made my heart skip a beat.
Whoa.
Seriously, it was one of those, like, fate is telling me something right now.
Or it's just a fortune cookie that was made in a giant factory.
No,
and
well, hold on. They come to you for a reason,
No,
Brooke.
they
Out
don't,
of
you
millions
guys,
of cookies,
no.
you get one for you.
Says the guy who buys scratch lotto tickets
Yeah,
all the
and
time,
I won
thinking he's
$50
gonna.
last week.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, Jeremy, what does it say?
It says, you're not with the right person in your life right now. Old love comes back.
Oh, dude.
Oh, no.
That's
What?
sketchy.
Come on.
You're not over your ex, are you? Is that what we're hearing?
There's one person who, yeah, I still definitely have feelings for, but it's the fortune more than it is like the possibility of that. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have ever expected that she would call, but seeing that fortune, I was like,
No, stop, Jose. I mean, like, you're making life decisions based on what a cookie is telling you. Like,
fortune.
You guys, listen. I mean, you've got to say that out loud, right? And think that is pretty ridiculous.
I don't think it's that crazy. Like, yeah, sure, there's definitely some superstition in there, but like...
Some? It's all superstition, Jeremy. Like, you liked her.
So have you heard from your ex then, or have you not?
I have not.
Okay, so
it's a waiting game, I think, is what the fortune cookie sounded like.
Oh, so you're just waiting for...
How long do we have to wait?
So right now, I was thinking a month. I don't get committed to anyone for a month, and I see what happens.
Okay.
Is that the time limit on the fortune cookie? I mean, here's the thing. You're reading so much into this. The fortune cookie could have been talking about something totally different than a romantic partner.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you could...
You're not with the right person, right? I literally looked up and saw her staring into my eyes across the table.
Oh.
So she did everything right. It was just the cookie.
I mean, almost like the problem was that everything was going too right. You know what I mean? Like, the fortune cookie was like, take a step back.
Well, yeah.
What do you tell someone?
Well, I guess we don't have to tell her anything because Jeremy already did. Because Jeremy, we didn't let you know this before, but Jamie's been on the other line listening this entire time, and she wants to talk to you.
You're not serious.
Fortune says I am. Jamie?
Hi.
Oh.
Hey.
Hi, Jeremy.
It's good to hear from you, I guess.
Weird circumstances.
I hope you don't mind that I called a radio station.
I mean, my cheeks are definitely red, but I've done stupider things than this before.
Oh, my God, Jeremy, listen to you. You like this girl. I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, I do. Of course I do. But, I got to follow my intuition, my fortune.
Yeah, player's got to play.
No, that's not what he's saying.
Player's got to wait for...
Right?
I mean,
right.
So I heard what you said, and I get it. I mean, we talked about fate and right place, right time, and signs and things.
Wow.
I just wish you didn't say that because we have such a good connection.
Oh.
I will say, it's not that I don't want to go out with you forever now. It's just, if something happens in the next month, I would feel remiss to not follow up on that. Like maybe another fortune will come up. Maybe I should get Chinese food more often. And next time I'll get a fortune that's like, no, that was the right one.
Disregard last cookie.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
I guess.
I have the lucky numbers on the back of my fortune cookie, too.
Ooh,
maybe I'll pick
what if I guess the lucky numbers? Would that be a good sign if I can guess some of the lucky numbers?
How do you guess the lucky numbers?
Makes just as much sense as taking your dating advice from a fortune cookie, so let's try it.
Okay.
I mean, how about let's just try to land one of them.
All right.
Yeah, that's more realistic.
I have a number in my gut.
Oh.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous.
Before I say the number, I just want to tell you how amazing you are.
Oh, my God.
That's super sweet.
And you're so freaking cute. 11.
That's the number I was thinking. I'm not even joking.
Uh-oh. Jerry, maybe you're supposed to date Brooke.
Brooke believes now. Now you're all about fortune
It just felt
cookies.
like Hippo and 11 went together for some reason.
What?
What is it? Is 11 there? Is 11 there? I'm invested now.
Yeah, 11's there.
Oh, dang.
Whoa.
Oh, my God. Did she just override the cookie?
No, here's what I'm thinking. The 11th of next month, second date.
Lame.
Man, that's a long wait.
Jeremy, she guessed the number on your fortune cookie.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that seems like a sign for me to ask you if you'd like to go out on another date with her.
Yes.
Because we'll pay for it.
My superstition's getting the best of me, guys. I'm sticking with the 11th of next month. It's in the stars.
Oh, come on.
Wow. Well, he's not saying
Really?
no at least, right?
Will you wait that long, Jamie? Do you want to wait that long?
I can wait until the 11th.
Aw, see? Hey, look, this doesn't mean you guys can't text each other and talk. You just can't meet until the 11th.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to send me a few pics before the 11th, it would be nice to at least see you again.
Maybe dress up in your high school mascot outfit and send it over to him.
Oh, stop.
Jeremy, I will see you on the 11th. I'm marking it on my calendar right now.
All right, well.
I'm looking forward to it.
Congratulations, Jamie. We got you your second date. Just, you have to wait a little bit.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. Okay.
What is
Huzzah.
that?
Huzzah.
I hear you, girl. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, whoop, whoop, whoop.
You know, whenever we do second dates, some people actually want a second date. Some people just want to figure out what happened on their date and why the person isn't calling them back. Yeah. And then there's Sean, who's on the phone for a second date right now, and he wants both, pretty much. He says it was one of the strangest dates he's ever been on.
Ooh.
So, Sean, how are you?
Hey, guys. I'm good. I'm just trying to figure things out.
Yeah, I mean, most people who do this segment say that their date was bad or something, but strange is an interesting description to me.
Yeah, I've just been trying to figure it out, and I don't understand. I've asked my friends. I could use some help here.
Okay. What's the girl's name you want to call?
Jessica.
Jessica. All right. And tell us a little bit about your date with Jessica.
Okay. Where to start?
Oh, no.
All right, so we met online.
Mm-hmm.
She's super cute, so I figure, okay, let's go to a bar. Let's talk. So we go to this Irish pub, and you know those dates where it's just, like, not right, you know, where, like, you're trying to have conversation, but there's always this awkward silence or long pauses, and you can kind of like never get any momentum.
Yeah, sounds fun.
It was just painful.
Uh-huh.
All right, so this is happening. I've had this situation before. It's like there's not chemistry or whatever. So after like 45 minutes, you know, I gave it the good old college try or whatever. We weren't clicking, so I just say like, hey, we can just leave. We can just end this date, and that's okay.
And what did she say to that?
She seemed super relieved.
Okay.
So there were no hard feelings. You know, we're both adults. Like, it all feels very copacetic or whatever. Wow. And then she asks me to walk her to her apartment, which, you know, it's relatively early in the evening, but the sun's down. And so she says she just wants to have somebody take her back to her apartment. And that makes sense to me, you know, just to be a nice guy, I say sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're walking to her apartment, and I guess, like, thinking back, like, the conversation started getting a little bit better, you know, like, there was a little less tension in the air or whatever as we were walking.
So now you're getting along.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We get to her place, and I have no idea why she did this, but she invites me up.
What?
I guess things got a lot better then.
Whoa.
Right?
So you went from let's end the date, this is horribly awkward, to come on up to my place?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on either. In my head, I was thinking, really? Like, I didn't say that out loud, but I was totally thinking it.
Yeah. So, did the date continue up there?
Surprisingly, it did.
Really?
I had, like, no expectations. Yeah, I wasn't planning on anything happening. I was just like, all right, well, let's see what happens, you know?
Like, or maybe she was just even inviting you to be polite because she thought it was the polite thing to do after you walked her home.
I don't know. I guess my mom's friends would say, like, do you want a glass of water or something? It wasn't, like, that polite, but, you know.
Right.
So how did things go up there?
We're hanging out, and we're watching TV. We start watching some game shows, and we're laughing about how cheesy that is. And I guess, like, because all the tension was gone and because we were laughing with each other and just being ourselves, you know, one thing leads to another, and we end up hooking up.
Oh, my God.
Did she,
Wow.
I mean, did she initiate this?
I'm sure dudes say this all the time. It felt like it was mutual. It didn't feel like one of us made the initiating.
Yeah.
That's a big switch from not wanting to talk to you to
Now they can't keep
doing
their hands
that.
off each other.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why, as I remember it, I did not initiate because, you know, it felt like it was so not going to happen. So anyway, that happens. It's really nice. She's great, whatever. And
she's great, whatever.
I mean, I don't want to give details. You know, I want to be.
No, it's
polite.
fine. It's fine. Did you stay the night?
Well, here's the thing. She gets up to use the bathroom, and then I hear the apartment door close.
Okay.
And I wait for 45 minutes alone in her apartment.
What?
She left?
She just left me in her apartment.
That's weird.
Whoa,
She must
So
have
what'd
really
you
wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
After 45 minutes, I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on. She didn't text me or leave a note or anything, so I just left.
Wow.
Huh.
She wasn't
so
like,
she
wait.
ghosted you in her own apartment.
Right? Like, was it a weird booty call that she didn't want to? I don't know. So
Yeah.
anyway, like, I've texted her. I tried calling her once, radio silence, and me and my buddies, we don't understand this one, so I could just use some help.
Yeah, that's confusing.
wow.
But you would, if like there's a normal excuse for it, you would want to see her again still?
It felt like there was some chemistry, so maybe things could happen, and kind of want to know if I did anything weird so that I won't do it again.
Well, and that's so straight, like, to finish all of it and then leave. Like, if there's something really weird happening, she would probably tell you in the middle of it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like an old, like, horror story or something where, like, the person disappears and, you know, they've never been in that apartment for 30 years or something.
Dude, I bet that was the longest 45 minutes of your life. Just laying there, like, is she going to come back? Is she not? Like, what?
Time slowed down to a crawl.
Yeah.
I think that I have never been so scared.
Oh, man.
All right, well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and see if we can figure it out for you with your second date, okay?
All right, thanks. I really want to figure this out.
All right, hang on. I guess you know a date's going well when your date runs out of her own apartment and leaves you there for 45 minutes and then never talks to you again.
Yeah.
If you just tuned in to today's second date, that's what happened to Sean. He went out with this girl named Jessica, and the beginning of their date was really awkward, and he could tell that, so he just called it out and was like, hey, this is awkward. Do you want to end the date? And she said, yeah. And so he started walking her back to her place, and then I guess because everything was relaxed now, they started hooking up.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that, apparently, she left her apartment, left him in there for like 45 minutes until he finally just left, and he hasn't heard from her since. So we're going to try to figure it out. Sean, you ready to go?
Let's do this.
All
This
right.
is so, I mean, it's so weird. I can't think of any good reason I would leave a stranger in my apartment.
Yeah.
You know, other than maybe she fell in the bathroom, got amnesia, forgot you were in there, and just wandered out. Like, I feel like that's the only good situation that can happen there.
God, I could only hope that that's the case.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to figure it out. I'm going to dial their phone number right now, okay?
Thank you so much. I got to know what's going on.
Okay, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Jessica, please?
this is she.
Hey, Jessica. I'm calling you because somebody emailed us about you.
Was it my friend Karen?
I don't think so. I haven't seen one
No.
from Karen. I'll check, though, later to see if she emailed. But no, this is from Sean.
Oh my God.
You remember Sean?
You went out with Sean.
Yes,
Well, if you know the show, you probably heard a second date before, yeah?
I know my friend Karen does. She's like obsessed with you guys.
Okay.
So that's why I asked if it was her that emailed.
Oh, gotcha. Well, a second date is where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. So Sean emailed us and told us about the night you guys hung out and is very confused why you ditched him in your own apartment and also why you won't call him back.
Wow, he told you that.
Yeah.
It was not great. I honestly wish that this had never even happened, and I can't believe I'm reliving this on a radio show right now.
It has to be worse than not great. I mean, to leave a stranger in your apartment.
Yeah.
Wait, so can you tell us what happened on your date?
Okay, so me and Sean went out, and I had a very weird feeling from the moment that we got together. Like something was just off.
Is that why things were awkward at first? Because he told us about your date. He said things were obviously awkward between you two at the beginning of it.
Yeah, I just had a weird feeling, and I guess that like carried into how the date went.
So wait, like weird feeling like you felt like he was a serial killer? Because that's how, whenever I say weird feeling, I feel like someone is bad.
Not that I thought he was going to kill me, because I would have like left at the restaurant if that was the case. But when he said, hey, this isn't going well, I was relieved. You know, like I was relieved when he suggested that we leave. And I asked him to walk me home, and things got, you know, a little bit better. We were talking and enjoying ourselves a little bit and enjoying the conversation. And so, wait, what did he tell you?
He just said that you guys ended up going up to your place and then things were better. And then after you guys were done hanging out, then you left and didn't hear from you.
Yeah, well, there was a moment where we were sitting down and he dropped his phone. And when he reached for it, he said, oh, corn nuts.
Okay. This is after you guys have hooked up or before?
He told you that. God. This is after,
Okay.
considering you know the details. This is after. So he drops the phone. He says, "Oh, corn nuts," and I realized that's something that one of my uncles used to say all the time.
Okay, so it reminds you of your uncle or something?
Oh, no.
Well, that uncle has a son named Sean.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
So are you thinking that
What?
Sean is your cousin?
Yeah.
Shut up.
I'm still not 100% sure, but I hadn't seen him in a while if it was him. So I just panicked. I panicked and I left.
But you know what your cousin looks like, right?
I mean, I haven't seen him since we were children.
Oh.
People evolve.
And all Sean's kind of look the same.
That too.
So you think that he's your cousin and you went out with him?
That sounds so much worse when you say it.
Have you done any research into this? Like, I would be on the phone immediately with my parents, like, hey, where's cousin Sean at? What's the likelihood?
Please tell me he disappeared.
Yeah,
Or wait.
it's living in another country. Give me some hope.
I honestly have just wanted to pretend that this never happened. And that's kind of been my approach.
I can understand that.
Because you think you slept with your cousin.
Stop. Please stop saying that.
Oh, my God.
It's mortifying.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that'd be embarrassing. Why don't we?
I'm going to be sick.
You know what a good idea is? To check with him and see if he actually is your cousin, because he's on the other line listening to this and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah. Well, maybe he's still there. I don't know. Sean, are you still there?
Jessica, oh my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Did you hear all that?
Yeah,
Did you just hear all that?
I did. Are you Hank and Lily's daughter?
Yes.
Oh, confirmation.
Wait. So you guys are cousins?
For real?
Oh, corn nuts.
Don't say that.
Oh, my God.
How did you not recognize me?
It's
How did you not recognize me?
Your hair was so short before.
Hair grows. Sean.
When was the last time you guys saw? I mean, I know the last time you guys saw each other, but when was the before that? When was the last time you guys saw each other?
I don't know, like 15 years ago. Oh my God.
Wow.
In the first date conversation, none of this came up. Like your family history, where you're from. Like those are things that you normally talk about. Like what your parents do.
I mean,
No.
maybe that's why it was so awkward, because we didn't think to use those conversation starters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you know the whole time, Sean? Did you know that she was your cousin and you just hoped she wouldn't find out?
No.
Gross.
I'm just saying. Like he's
Come
like, maybe
on.
that's why we didn't think to do those things.
Look, Jessica, I had no idea. You are very attractive and you're a great kisser. But
Don't like that. Don't. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's probably not the best.
Not good.
Complimenting her like that's probably not the best thing to do.
I'm just being honest, all right? It's good to compliment people.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Maybe
Why
not in
are
this
you
situation.
grossed out by this? You are not grossed out.
I'm not trying to be gross, all right? I don't know what to say right now. This is uncharted territory.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, that's good to
Say
hear.
that you're going to act like this never happened so we can move on with our lives.
Oh my gosh.
I have a very important question for you, Jessica. Have you talked to your parents?
Oh no.
No. Why? Did you?
No, I told them that I had a weird date, but I didn't get into specifics.
Oh, they have
Okay.
no idea.
Yeah,
how
you guys
weird.
might want to keep it a secret forever.
Yeah.
Unless, Jessica, you want to go on a second date with Sean, we'll pay for it.
What? I don't. Is that
No.
legal?
What?
God.
I don't
Yeah.
think we're allowed to.
No?
No, I said no. Obviously, I never want to see him again.
Oh.
Just for the record, Jessica, I feel horrible about this, and you know, if you want to meet up over coffee or something and talk about it, I'm
No, I
down.
don't want to meet up over.
If you need
No,
time.
I don't ever want to see you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Well, Sean,
think so.
I'm sorry both of you had to learn about that date.
Yeah.
But Sean, no second date.
Great. I lost a cousin too. Thank you very much.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and and Jubal's second date update.
Cheerio.
Mate?
Is everyone ready for the second date update?
Not if you're going to talk like that.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning, moving 92.5. Why am I speaking in a horrible British accent?
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, because Jackie met George
Mhm.
at a bar.
Yeah.
And George happens to be a sexy Englishman.
Oh, man. Have
Yeah.
I fallen for an accent before, too?
Isn't that right, Jackie?
That is absolutely right.
So tell us a little bit about your evening with George.
We met out and everyone was drinking and we started catching looks at each other across the bar, you know?
Okay, so you guys were in two separate groups, like total strangers.
Yeah. Total strangers.
So who made the first move?
It was very he would move a little closer and then I'd move a little closer. You know what I mean? Where you keep positioning yourself in the group so you're
Right.
facing him. It was very coy, very sweet, very British, I think.
Yeah.
And
He just kept getting closer, going, cheerio. Hello, love.
Oh my gosh. So, and then you guys struck up a conversation, and then what happened?
well, I immediately was like, "Oh my God, you're British," which is an idiot thing to say. But I was like, "Oh," because you know what I mean. You hear those accents, and it's you just melt, you
Yeah.
just girl
I'm the
melt.
same way with Australian accents. I meet a dude with an Australian accent, I am melt. Yeah.
I am with you. I am a sucker for
Can
accents.
you imagine how annoying that is, though? Because if a guy came up to you, Brooke, and was like, "Oh, you're American,"
God, that's hot. That's such a hot accent.
If I was in another country and they told me I had a hot accent, I would not find that annoying at all. I would eat it up.
So, Jackie, you enjoyed your time with him, and obviously you liked his accent a lot.
Yeah. And he explained, he's like, "Oh, I'm just here for the semester. I teach. I'm working at one of the colleges in English history. So he's smart. He's tall, dark, handsome."
Wait,
I was like,
a tall,
"Oh, God."
dark, handsome Englishman just in town for a semester teaching at a very prestigious university.
This sounds like a movie.
Or this guy has a great act.
yeah, Jackie, did you check his teeth and see if they're messed up? That's the true test.
No, he had American quality teeth.
And so you're not obviously looking for a relationship. You're just looking for a good time. I mean, this guy's not going to be around for very long.
I mean, kind of, but a semester's a long time, and no need of predicting anything. Who knows? Maybe he, his stay could get extended, or I've never been to England. Maybe I go out there. So who knows?
Jackie, you are jumping. Woo!
Love goes international, you guys.
Yeah. So did you go actually on a date?
We hung out a long time that night.
Did
Yeah.
you seal the deal?
Yeah, which is not really my style, but we were all drinking, and
All right.
Don't
you
say
know,
that.
it happens.
Okay, yeah.
But
sometimes.
it was fun. Own it if you're gonna own it.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
Hello, this is fun.
So apparently it was good. If you want to see him again, what happened in the morning?
The morning was pretty fast. He had to go to class, and I had to get my life back together, as you do after a night of drinking.
Did he say he was going to ring your telly again for another date?
I'll ring you.
Yeah, I mean, we were both like, I'd love to see you again. And then I finally called him, and the phone just kept ringing. It didn't go to voicemail. It didn't do anything. And I was like, well, that's weird. Maybe the phones are acting, I don't know, So I called back, and it just never does anything. It just keeps ringing and ringing. No voicemail, no nothing.
Jackie, sometimes your crazy is different than other people's crazy. How many times are we talking?
I've probably called him a total of 5 times.
Okay.
Over the course of 2 days.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the first 2 or 3 were back to back to back because I didn't know if his phone was.
That's not
Makes it
making it
even
better.
worse. Okay, Jackie, we're going to call him after this song and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, thanks,
All right,
guys.
just hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I'm excited about this next half of the second date update.
Oh, no.
Mostly because this will be the first time I've talked to an Englishman since I did that phone tap on that guy.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Still probably one of my favorite phone taps all time. If you haven't heard it, you can go find it on our website, moving925.com. We've got Jackie on the phone with us now. Jackie told us about a guy that she met at a bar while she was out with friends, an Englishman. He's in town for a semester teaching at one of the local universities. And they spent a lovely night together, and she wants to spend a few more lovely nights together before he goes back to Englandville.
Yeah. Jackie, I'm all in support of a hookup if that's what your goal is, but it sounds like you called him 5 times.
Well, yeah, so part of why I called him 5 times is because, I didn't know what his phone was doing. Do you know what I mean? I get it. It's totally bananas that I called him 3 times in a row. But I was like, oh, my God, is his phone? I don't know. You know, sometimes phones are weird and they act up and you have to,
Especially for an English guy. Maybe you're down not enough numbers. Maybe you need 17 numbers in there.
You need the country code?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right.
No, it was an American phone. It was an American phone.
All right, Jackie, you ready to call him?
Ready.
Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to George, please?
George speaking.
Hey, George, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5. How are you?
All right.
Listen, we host a local morning show in town here in Seattle. I'm sure you probably have heard of us. I know we're big across the pond.
No, I'm sorry. I never heard of you.
No? Okay. Well, we have a local morning show here, and you went out with a girl on a date who's a friend of mine. And she's been trying to get a hold of you because she'd love to see you again, but you're not answering her phone calls. So she asked me to call you for her.
All right. Actually, what was her name?
Her name was Jackie. You met her at a bar a little while ago?
Oh, yes. Yes, Jackie.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's just curious why you don't want to see her again, or if you do want to see her again.
I do want to see her again. I've just been very busy. I mean, we had a wonderful night that night. I saw her across the bar, and she was lovely, and we got on quite well. I actually liked her. It's been hard to answer this line.
So there's no other reason why you're not calling her back. You've just been busy.
Oh, yes. Teaching classes during the day, and then at night, and it's very hard to get social.
Hey, George.
What?
I need to be honest with you.
Yep.
We're a show that does our homework.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And before we call anybody, we try to find out as much as we can about them.
Right. Okay.
That's why my producer Boyd, looked up all your information, checked around at the university that you claim to be working at.
Oh, no.
And found no record of an English guy with your name being employed there for the semester.
George!
What?
George, be honest! What the hell, dude?
Red-handed.
Did you put on a whole act just to get a girl in bed or what?
Okay, listen. All right, my name's not George.
I knew it! You sounded too much like a character from Clue and not enough like a real English person. Oh, you big fat liar, George.
Well, my brothers and I, and my friends, we use the accent because, it helps. It helps to pick up chicks.
Yeah.
My name's actually Kevin.
Kevin, do you really have a separate phone line for, your British George character?
Yeah, this is my British phone.
Oh my God!
So what do you do then? Okay, so you gave her this romantic story about how you're in from London and you're teaching for the semester, and I'm just an educated man looking to have a little fun while I'm in town. Who are you? Who are you, Kevin?
Well, I actually live in town. I live by the airport.
Okay.
And I work at Target.
Hey,
That's
Kevin,
just such a contrast.
So you lied. Do you regret lying to Jackie that night?
There's no harm intended. I actually really like Jackie. It's more interesting being a professor from the UK than a cashier at Target, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
That story is perfect.
And that's why I didn't answer the phone, because, how am I going to keep it going?
Right. Hey, George.
Yeah, go ahead.
George or Kevin or whatever your name is.
Yes.
Jackie is actually on the other line right now and heard everything you just said.
I can't believe your name is Kevin F.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Now what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Kevin. Yes.
You're sorry you lied to me for an entire night and then didn't call me back?
Wow.
Like, you lied to me all night about, wanting to show me all the beautiful things in London and, wanting to take me to Big Ben and how beautiful it is when the fog lifts in the morning. Is all of that just a lie? It has to be. It is.
Obviously, because the fog doesn't lift in the morning, but yeah.
No, I have an uncle that he grew up in London, and that's how I knew about those things. So it was kind of a lie, but it's from real sources.
And real sources. And Jackie, he kind of delivered on his.
100% now.
Jackie, he did kind of deliver on his promise. He took you to see Big Ben later. Right? Yes,
he did. Dude, why do you have to have like such a weird way to pick up women? Why can't you just like be a normal, great guy and pick up women? Like if you have to lie just to get someone to go home with you.
Would you have gone home with me if I told you I was a cashier at Target and lived by the airport?
Interesting.
Long pause.
Yeah.
I know the answer to that because it's happened to me before. I mean, women are looking for somebody that'll support them, and I know this is a bullshit way to get laid, but
Well, George or Kevin, it's not a bullshit way to get laid because it worked.
Oh. Yeah.
So.
No, tell it. It's an efficient way.
Yeah. But you actually, I mean, Jackie, he says he likes you and would like to see you again. Would you give him a shot? We will pay for you to go out again on a second date. And you can go out with the American guy named Kevin, who lives by the airport and works at Target, and see if you actually enjoy his company.
So think about the story you could tell your friends, like you met this British guy at the bar, and then he turned out to be Kevin at Target, and he's a really nice guy, and I like him.
Oh, nice, Kevin.
This is like maybe against my better judgment, but he is a really sweet guy, even though he's possibly a compulsive liar.
Wow, those are some famous philosophy right there.
As many questions as I want to, and you have to answer them brutally honestly, then yes, I will go on a second date with you.
Yes. Jackie, are you not worried this is like a major red flag? What if he turns out to have 12 kids and is like an ex-con?
Well, then he'll have to tell me that because I get to ask questions and he has to be honest.
And there you go. If he says he's honest, I believe him. He won't lie.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.